So we're sitting at the table over in New Smyrna, and I hear Huddy and Cupcake grumbling. Oh, I can't figure this out. Oh, why is it so tough? Why does this have to be so hard? I'm thinking, what are these two up to? What are they doing over there? And I go over to check on them, and they're doing mazes. See, little Huddy is in occupational therapy, and he needs some help with his focus. And they recommended OT, and so we take him to OT. And one of the things he does is mazes to help with his scanning, to help with his focus, to help him be a better student in class. And he's been doing mazes for a little while. He graduated from the easy ones to the harder ones, and that's what they were doing. They were doing the intermediate mazes, and both of them are sitting there just trying to figure it out. They keep hitting dead ends. They keep hitting roadblocks, and they can't figure out, well, why can't we do this? And Huddy finally says, Daddy, come over here and help me, please. Can you help us, please? Of course I can help you. Let me get a shot at that. I look at it for a second. I grab that pencil and I do everything backwards. Yeah, I go to the end of the maze and I start working my way back to the beginning. And in seconds, I've got his solved. And then I grab Cupcakes. And in another couple seconds, I've got that one solved. And she looks at me and she says, "You're cheating." Can you believe that? Cupcake accused me of cheating. I argue that I'm not cheating. I'm simply starting at the end. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is why starting at the end makes for a better podcast. And this is where people go wrong. They start at the beginning. When they get into podcasting, they're looking at equipment and cover art and all these topical things that don't matter. What matters is where you want your listener's journey to end. And if you are like me, you want them on a call with you so that you can talk to them, so you can diagnose their problems, so you can figure out what they're working on and how you can help them. So here's how this is going to break down today. Number one, conversations equal opportunities. Number two, the multiplier effect. And number three, the audience expander. So what I've noticed, and this is pretty common, people want to get into podcasting because they want to build a bigger audience. They want to walk into a room. They want people to know their name. And fact is, yeah, podcasting is one of the best tools I have ever seen for speed influence. No question about it. But I believe there's a better way to leverage your podcast conversations. And what I found I realize that I've been doing this longer than I thought, but what I found is that the way to have meaningful conversations at scale is with interviews, talking to people. I mean, think about it. Imagine if you could just sit down, fire up Zencaster, that's what we recommend, and look at your calendar and have a bunch of interviews lined up with your perfect clients. So all day you get to speak to your perfect clients. Come on. Conversations equal opportunities. Yeah, if you're talking to your perfect clients all day long, diagnosing problems and figuring out how to help them get past their roadblocks, don't you think that you'll be able to unlock some opportunity there? I mean, the more people you talk to, the more business you get. It's quite simple. It isn't always easy, but it is a simple process, at least thinking in terms of the more people, the more qualified people I talk to, the more chances I have of uncovering opportunities. That's the real power of podcasting. And so let's jump into the next part, the multiplier effect. You guys hopefully have heard of American entrepreneur, motivational speaker, Mr. Jim Rohn. Yeah, I'm sure you know where I'm going with this. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with We've all heard this. Who are we surrounding ourselves with? And this is one of the lessons I would have taught younger me is surround yourself with better people. Better late than never, I suppose. But one of the best kept secrets about podcasting is if you're doing it right, if you're doing interviews, you get to spend time with some of the most successful people in the world. I mean, when you target the right guests, you are going to be talking to winners. And the cool part about talking to winners, they know other winners. They know more powerful people just like them who are doing big things. And this is something that I don't think gets enough attention. This is another way to land more high value clients with your podcast. Even if that interview, and see, we have the client cartel system, and the client cartel system is designed to fill up your calendar with the perfect clients so that you can have conversations with them. Some of those will lead to business and you'll be engaged to do what you do. Some of them won't, and that's okay, because there's another way to meet more high value clients, to have more conversations and more opportunities in your business. And that's quite simply by asking them. Something we do all the time. Look, I'm guilty of this. I say we do it all the time because I've been really intentional about it lately, but I have slacked off, and I think we can all slack off on this. But when I'm done with an interview and it has gone well, one of the things that almost always happens is the guest says, well, hey, that was fun. Is there anything I can do for you? And now sometimes there's conversations where it's something that I can do for them, and I can help them with podcasting, help them build their audience, help them fill their calendar with opportunity. Sometimes that isn't the case. And so my ask is, hey, we had a lot of fun there. That was awesome. I'm sure you hang out with some cool people. Who do you know that should be on the show? Who can you introduce me to? Who do you think I'll have a fun conversation with? And I do this, and almost always it's 2 to 3 referrals right out of that. And so we did all the work to get the person on the show. We did all the work to record the show. And maybe it didn't pan out to this is a coaching engagement. This is a consulting or service provider engagement, but we can meet other people. This is why we call it the multiplier effect. One good introduction, one good interview could lead you to 2, 3, 4, 5 more people. And each one of those, as you know, can introduce you to another 2, 3, 4, 5 people. And it keeps building upon itself. So this is one of the fail safes we have built into the client cartel system is even if the person you're interviewing doesn't become a client, there's opportunities built into the flow where you get referrals and you get introductions and you get to multiply the effort that you put into the show. Now we're going to talk about the most obvious way, I think, to land more high value clients with your podcast. And this is all tying back to the idea of starting with the end in mind. It's like, I want more clients for my podcast. So what are the things that I'm going to do? What are the systems that I'm going to set up? What are the processes? What is the roadmap to make sure that we get the biggest return on effort from podcasting? And so we're going to talk about the audience expander. And I talked about this a little bit in my direct response podcasting book, still beating the same drum. And so in the last 2 sections, we talked about your guest being the focus of your attention. And this is opposite of what most people think. Most people think about podcasting and they're thinking about their audience being the most important thing to focus on. I'm telling you that your guest is number one, that person sitting across the mic from you. But we got to build in fail safes. We got to get a bigger return on effort. And so one of the things that we do with the client cartel system is that after we're done with an interview, that's just the beginning. There's still more outreach. There's still more opportunity. There's still more that can be done so that you maximize your return on effort. And so every time a show is recorded, we create a power pack. I like to call it power pack technology, power notes, long form curiosity based copy for emails and blog posts, power quotes, which are those text based images for posting on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and power clips, short little video clips that get attention. This is all designed to get attention online because people are flicking. We got to stop them from flicking and get them clicking. And the way to do that is with the Power Pack technology. Power Clip pulls them in, or a Power Quote pulls them in. The Power Notes make them curious. Boom, they're listening to your episode and now they're hooked. That is designed with intention. And if you want to, let's just multiply again, right? We've been talking about math and multipliers. If you want to multiply the effect of that, and this is where I see so many shows miss opportunities when they're doing interviews, is they do not provide their guests with ways to market the show. And this is such a wasted opportunity. You spent the time to get the guest. You had an amazing interview. You guys enjoyed it, meaningful conversation. And then you go and do a couple posts and forget about it. And they just maybe if you're lucky, they share your link. There is no room for luck in this system. In the client cartels, what we do is we follow up. We give them an email with instructions on how to use the power pack. So they get their own power pack. And to make that power pack even more potent, we make sure that it is all about that guest. When they get that image, it's an image of them. When they get that clip, that power clip, it's a power clip of them talking. The notes, the curiosity, it's all about them. And when it's all about them, it makes it so much easier for them to share. They want to share that because it's all about them. And this is, you want to talk about social proof. This is an endorsement, isn't it? They get on your show. They share all your collateral. They're endorsing you. Those endorsements equal opportunities. That's right. So this is back to the big picture. Let's talk about how to land more high value clients with your podcast by starting with the end in mind. Most people starting a podcast focus on the wrong things. They're worried about their equipment. They're worried about their software. This leaves these guys trapped. They're trapped because they're not going anywhere thinking about those things. Those are roadblocks that stop your progress. We prefer to focus on the end goal. Hey, I'm doing this to get more clients. So knowing that I want more clients, I can start with the end in mind and create a podcast that provides conversations with the right people. And as we know, conversations equal opportunities. And if we have amazing guests on our show, we're talking to the right people, they have cool friends. And all we have to do is say, hey, all right, sir, you're not in need of my podcast services today. Totally cool. But this conversation was awesome. Who else should I be talking to? Who do you know that would make an awesome guest for the show? Can you make a quick intro? Just drop me an email, drop me a LinkedIn message, anything. Just connect me. Boom. Multiplier effect. Every time you do that, you meet more and more people. You increase your network and you start getting a bigger return on effort. Now, once you've recorded a show, what are you going to do then? There's another opportunity. There's another flow. And that flow is the follow-up flow. Creating a power pack, power notes, power quotes, power clips, making your guest the focus of that power pack, and making it super simple for them to go out there and share that interview, share that show, and give you an endorsement for your work. So most people using podcasts the wrong way. I'm totally weird in that I like to think of what is my end result. Now let me build the podcast to help me do that. And I'm telling you right now, obviously the client cartels is something we've been working on for a while, but you can take what you've learned here quite simply. Think about the end result you want. You want more clients. You got to talk to more cool people. Pre-qualify them. Make sure you're talking to the right people. When You talk to those people, even if you don't do business with them, get referrals to some of their friends who may also be cool people. And when you get your marketing materials back, make sure that you make it super easy for that guest to share that everywhere. And that's going to get you that's going to get you plenty of attention. Intention with attention. I'm getting confused here, but it's going to get you plenty of attention. It's going to get you more opportunity. It's going to be an implied endorsement. And at the end of it all, you will end up with more clients. And so that's something that you guys are going to see when you look at what we're doing with Results Leader. We've built a prototype, and that's something that's coming up in the newsletter. How to leverage that podcast to get more high value clients. And I wanted to record this episode and share it this way as well. I'm trying to get the most mileage, the most return on effort from our system here at the Podcast Factory. So hopefully that was helpful. You can find me over at thepodcastfactory.com or check out our work at resultsleader.fm. That's a wrap.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.